ran through the newsroom saying, Kennedy may have been shot. Kennedy may have been shot. Let's get on the air. Get on the air. We learned a lesson then that we couldn't get on the air instantly on television, that we had to move our cameras into position. We had to warm them up in those days, and they took a while to get 20, 30 minutes to warm them up and all that sort of thing, get them into position. So we went I went into a radio booth, or a announce booth in the television studios, and was there and made our first announcements. We interrupted Love of Life, I think it was the program, and from there on we did the first bulletin, then we went back to Love of Life, and then went to the second bulletin on the way to the hospital, and there we stayed on the air from there on.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News. In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
And I was on radio, that is announcing over television, sound only, with slides up and the thing, for about 10, 12 minutes, I think, forgotten the exact numbers, when they waved to me to move on into the studio.
He was wounded in an automobile driving from Dallas Airport into downtown Dallas, along with Governor Connolly of Texas. They've been taken to Parkland Hospital there, where their condition is as yet unknown.
So we were in a great position to broadcast this kind of a story. I moved into the slot, that position. Writers moved into the corners, and we started broadcasting on television. And it was about an hour later when Eddie Barker and Dan Rather at Parkland Hospital got the tip that the president was dead. We broadcast that as a report in the hospital. Very shortly after that, the official word came that he was dead, at which point I had a little trouble choking back the tears, but recovered to go on.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago. Vice President Lyndon Johnson has left the hospital in Dallas, but we do not know to where he has proceeded. Presumably, he will be taking the oath of office shortly and become the 36th President of the United States.
One of the interesting things was that we had an edict at CBS that nobody was to appear on the air without their jackets on. And also for broadcast purposes, I didn't wear my glasses. I used the glasses to read all day, the little print, but at night, was coming on the air, with reading the prompter with the big letters, all that, I had no problem. In fact, I could read the little print, but it was a little difficult without glasses. So I didn't appear on the air with glasses. I get off the air at about 6:30, I think it was. I'd been on 5 hours. They came along and said, Charles Collingwood is prepared to give you a little relief. I hadn't even left the chair for 5 hours. So, and when Charles came and slipped into my chair, and I got up and walked into my little office right next door, I realized that I was in my shirt sleeves still rolled up, tie undone, hair disheveled, and wearing my glasses. I hadn't even thought about that. For 5 hours, it hadn't occurred to me how I was dressed or how I looked.